All right. How are you guys doing? Uh, let's see. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning here in Korea, where I'm staying for a couple of months, I guess. Um, Hope everything is good. By the way, yesterday was Happy New Year. Well, Lunar Year. Um, some people say Chinese New Year, but I don't want to associate that with Chinese. Because it's not really, strictly speaking, no matter how much it was originated, it's been celebrated all throughout the Asia or South Asia or Northeast Asia, wherever Asia. But anyway, happy lunar year. I went to my folks' place. My mom fed me like a pig, so it was pretty good. The this hangout title by this shall all men know. Mm, this is one of the things that Christ said, uh, when he said to love one another. And when they, by all men, meaning like whether you are a Christian or an atheist, whoever you are, uh, you know, by loving one another, you'll be able to know who's who, whether you're a disciple of Christ or not. I've put um, uh, I was thinking about this hangout, and you know, I mean, I was over at some other person's hangout. I'm not going to say, and then someone just provided some information, but uh, mm, it was a little kind of distressful to say the least. But I want to like take this one step at a time. Um, like we cannot really like run to like certain uh, like conclusion, but I want to as much as analytical uh, and unbiased and objective as possible. So without providing or telling you who this person is, right? I just want to like start this hangout by comparing certain pictures. Okay, now you will see from the screen there are two pictures. Um, the this person on the right uh, and this person, I mean, on the left, and this person on the right. Let me get rid of that. um, I mean, can anyone tell who these are? I don't want to like disclose who these are, um, but a lot of people know who this is, right? And he goes by, YouTube profile name Smokey Saint. Before I really get into Smokey Saint, I just like to compare the picture. And this picture is from one of the links that was provided. Um, Now, whether they are the same person or not, uh, I mean, we'll actually get down to it. Um, I mean, the eyes, and of course, the nose and the lips. And we cannot tell here because he is wearing a hat, um, but he's not. He's wearing glasses here, but he's not. So, I mean, they look quite familiar in a way. They look kind of like, but then again, you cannot say for sure they're the same person. This picture is from a county from North Carolina about 3-4 years ago. And this picture was from the one of the hangouts on YouTube, right? So we'll see a little more of other pictures, but just remember how this picture looked like, right? And this. Now, I mean, as far as the beer is concerned, I mean, we can pretty much say that almost every man has beer. If you're not a man, of course you don't have one. But if you look at this area, it's quite close. Now let me show you other picture. Mm-hmm. Which will be this one. Okay. Now, this picture has a little differences, Has a little watermark here, and I put kind of similar looking glasses. Okay. And this picture, and he used to go by name Jay on YouTube. And the picture, that's the picture of Smokey Saint, which is the same as that person. What do you think? I mean, when you see these pictures, now remember this was about 3-4 years ago. This is about like a couple of years ago, I think, when he gained a little weight. And this is a picture of like what you would say like now, and he goes by the name Karl. This person is a mugshot. Okay. This is hangout picture. Another hangout picture. They all have different names. One is Joshua, Jay, and Karl. I don't know about you guys, but I can only assume that these are the same person. Here's the thing. As I have said, someone gave me the link, and you can actually check out the links in the description area. I mean, you might ask, like, who gave you or who provided you with that link or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I mean, someone gave me the link, okay? Although I know exactly who that person is, I will not disclose who that is, okay? It doesn't matter how much you will ask me 10 years later, because obviously he doesn't want others to know that was him who provide me with this sort of information or the link. So I got to keep the promise. So I do hope that you would understand, and that it's just that someone provide me with the link, and I did a little further research, about these faces. And regarding so-called this mugshot, you can find more about it from the links that I have provided in the description area. These are all public information. I'm not going to go and review those links, right? You can click yourself and go there and read about it, or, what have you. But I do like to make, a few comments about this guy. And I'll go, I don't know, he goes by 3 names. He goes by like Joshua or Jay or Karl, whatever, And please note that this is my commentary, and this is according to fair use per DMCA, and there will be no false flaggings allowed in this hang. No private information has been revealed whatsoever. Now, just a few comments before I let some guests or some people in this hangout. And I'm going to directly talk to you, Josh. And I'm going to call you Josh, whether you go by Joshua, Jay, or Karl. Whatever. Listen, Josh. First of all, I hope you're doing okay. This hangout is for, and obviously about you. And I don't know, where should I start this? Let's see. Well, I guess I'll start from how I got to know you, Josh. I first came across with you over at Bill's Hangout one day. I was trying to defend myself that the trolling sock accounts were not me. But at that time, obviously they didn't believe me. And now, they know, those sock accounts are not me. But anyway, at that time, you did the same thing, bearing false witness against me, accusing me of things that I didn't even do, right? I'm like, what the heck? I don't even know this guy. Why should I troll anyone that I don't even know? If I did something and if you accuse me, I guess it's not a Christian thing to do, but I guess that sort of devilish things are still fair, I guess, in this world. But you just flat out false accuse me of doing something that I didn't even do. And it turned out that you were fooled by hearsay, and based on such, you would assume faulty and idiotic conjectures and false assumptions, right? And thereby judging me unrighteously, like Satan. But sure, okay, whatever. But what's more interesting is that based on your false conclusion, right, you would let out all sorts of vile and evil condemnations with derogatory insults and name callings. Okay, sure. I guess I can let that go also, I guess you were fooled by a couple of low budget clowns and you just swallowed their lies. But the weird thing is, though, there were at least a few things that grabbed my attention, Josh. I don't care about you calling me names or swearing, crapping around, whatever. I really don't give a dang, right? But what I noticed first was um, like when you are raging on one of the atheists, I think he goes by raging atheist, and making a huge case out of the father and daughter relationship. I mean, in that picture, this the raging atheist was holding uh, his his daughter, right? I mean, it's just pure uh, innocence. Yeah, you would turn that photo of a daddy holding his daughter as some sort of pedophilic behavior, and I was wondering, like, why, at that time. I just thought it was because maybe you didn't have your own kids, or maybe you didn't understand the love of the father for his children. But what I've learned while I've been on YouTube for, I don't know, almost 15 years now, I noticed that some nuts would accuse others of doing the same thing that they do. Okay? But anyway, I digress. The second thing that I've noticed, and that you have further got my attention when you and your uh, friends accuse someone as a baby raper. I mean, like, okay, yeah, sure, you're joking, right? Of course. Or were you? I mean, who in the right mind would do such a thing, right, Josh? But what's interesting is that the fact that you would actually think about such things and laugh about it. I mean, that sort of evil could never enter into anyone's mind, I'm sure. But you and your minions sure can think that. I mean, how can that sort of things enter in your brain? I have no idea. And actually have entertainment among yourselves with such evil thoughts. I mean, forget about you false accusing. Forget about you swearing. I mean, the fact that you would actually conjure up that sort of evil imaginations. I mean, that was just beyond me, right? But whatever, right? Okay, maybe, just maybe you are just a babe in Christian. Maybe you're a babe Christian, right? Just like in Hebrews 5, maybe you are a babe. So I guess you get to like puke whatever crap that you want because you were fed of rotten milk. As in Hebrews 5, it does talk about babe Christians and how they are not able to discern good and evil, right? But anyway, what else? What else was there? Yeah, and also one other thing that grabbed my attention about you was the fact that you were an evil, meaning you believe in evolutionism. I mean, well, I guess that's okay too because there are many quote unquote Christians who would believe in evolutionism, right? But I just want to tell you what Christ said to numbnuts like you, though. He said in Luke 16:31. Let me share that with you. If they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, though one rose from the dead. Also, likewise, in John 5:47, he said, but if ye believe not his writings, meaning Moses, how shall he believe my words? And guess what, Josh? Moses wrote about the creation, yet you don't believe such. So I don't know how you could believe in what Christ said, right? Well, maybe you are just saying that you believe with your lips, yet you don't really believe in what Christ said, you know. Which reminds me about his commandment, new commandment. Christ, when before he was crucified and ascended, resurrected, um, he was praying, right, in John 13, and he was telling his disciples. I certainly noticed that you do not believe in his commandment, for sure. I mean, just look at your hangouts, just that hatred, monstrous hatred that you're spewing. But anyway, in John 13, verse 34, he said, "A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another." Right? Christ said a new commandment, and that is to love one another. So the question is, what and who is one another, right? Is it John Doe? Is it just someone who loves you only? Well, not really, because Christ also said even the publicans can do that. Uh, Matthew 5:46. But just like the publicans, meaning I would compare non-believers, you can also only love, right, those who love you, those who kiss your bun bun, in other words. So going back to the question, loving one another. What's one another, right? That would be obviously, your brethren, okay? Brothers in Christ. Interestingly enough, you can only love those who kiss your butt. You can only love those who love you, but you do not love the brethren. In fact, I noticed many times you hating on them, censoring them, kicking them out of your hangout, just cursing and poisoning their minds with your vile and evil crapola. Do you know what else Christ said? Right? As I have shared with you earlier in John 13:35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if you just say that you believe. No, if ye have love one to another. All men, including atheists, agnostics, believers of all sorts of religion, by all men, if you love one to another. In other words, if the fact that you can only love those who love you, yet you do not love brethren, that kind of means you're not a disciple of Christ. But you know what, Josh? In fact, I made a video about this, about, taking brother to law or before unbelievers. And, the previous video, I kind of hint you. But if you read 1 Corinthians 6, you will notice that If you are a brother in Christ, you would not take another brother to law before unbelievers. Yet I noticed that you were just threatening someone on YouTube to take him to law. How does it even make sense, Josh? It's like you are trying everything to do exactly, I mean, exactly opposite to what a Christian would do. I mean, maybe you have picked up a few Christian jargons from here and there, or when you were, you know, back in your state country, whatever. But hey, just because you have a lamp, that doesn't mean that you have the oil. Anyway, it's quite interesting, how you have mocked uh, a lot of people while cowardly blocking them. I mean, you have blocked me too on YouTube, kicking me out on StreamYard and blocking me there. I mean, it is no wonder why you do, so much of that kind of evil things. Probably because your evil deeds would be reproved or exposed. After all, in John 3:20 it says, "For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither come to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved." You are given with so many chances to fess up, yet you would use this social media, you would use YT, YouTube, to package up yourself. What do? You just completely do opposite to what most Christians would do. You turn around and bite them with their unrighteous judgments against them, calling them all sorts of defaming and derogatory names. In a way, I'm glad that, I don't have to have fellowship with you. I mean, after all, it does say not to have fellowship with your kind. I mean, it is no wonder you have been spewing hate, poisoning minds, and offending little ones, condemning others to hell with unspeakable obscenities and evil crapola. Anyway, if you have anything to say, Josh, I'll share the link. Okay? If you have anything to share, like your testimony of Christ, I mean, like how you came to Christ. Did you even go to church? Or, I mean, how even did you like come to Christ? I mean, surely you are not posing as a Christian in California for what you have done in North Carolina, right, Josh? I'll tell you one thing though. Guess who would hate Christians and even people in general, including atheists? That would be Satan and his minions. So at this point, I just gotta wonder, how does it feel to be a minion of your daddy Satan? Putting the link, join link in the description. I'll take a break a little bit, a couple of minutes, and hopefully that we'll have cordial discussion about this. Thank you for listening. All right, I'm back. Nobody have joined. Come on, guys. Let me see I want to hear what your opinion is. Certainly, I haven't heard from Smokey yet. Just saying hi to you guys. What's up, guys? Oh, and also, by the way, if you have mod, please do not hide anyone. I mean, including the trolls, unless you know definitely that someone is impersonating or whatever. Because I'm not for censoring. Obviously, the impersonation is not good. However, the on my channel, I don't censor people. Hello, Francis. How are you, sis? Let's see what kind of comments that I have here. Sorry, I wasn't able to look at the comments while I was having this hang. And I'm sure that I have told you this before on Uncle Sam channel. This profile picture with this particular ID, the Loving Christian, that is me. I'm not the original one, but anyway. Hey, what's up, brother Bill? How are you doing? One thing that I noticed that a basement guy, um, this kid would be like censoring people like there's no tomorrow. Well, if you have any like doubts, you can actually go to those links, right? Anyone can take a look at that, you know. Again, I'm not going to tell you who that is that that shared the link, you know. I know who that is exactly, but you know. And yeah, just that don't block people, just you can give them timeout if you want. What's up, Big Worm? A lot of people like curious about who you are. What is Smokey's name? I missed the first 20. Yeah, you can always check it out later on. I mean, unlike other people, I start my hangout right away on time. One thing for sure that we know is that he fled, North Carolina and moved to Riverside in California. And all of these, he said himself. He's a prophet. Hardly. I don't think any minion can be any prophet. Really? Yeah, I mean, you gotta just kind of please, if you think that someone is impersonating. I mean, you can like have fake accounts, I guess, but it is against terms of service to impersonate. So if you want to have like sock accounts, make it obvious or have it known to other people. Hey, what's up, Ivan? Busted. No wonder he is such a terrible person to deal with. I tried. You know what? Like I seen you um, over at his hang and noticed that your comments were being removed. I mean, what the heck? Hey, what's up, trailer trash?
I'm so spiritual today, so spiritual.
Oh, okay. I know who this is. That's okay.
Hang on. I'll put my real voice on, shall I? Shall I put my real voice on?
He's of age, which means he is legally accessible information, whether it's copyright or not sure. Well, you can see from the pictures that I have put out here. Again, that the links are in the description area. I'm not going to like share the links here. You can always click that yourself.
Do I sound normal now?
Oh, hey, what's up, brother Bill? How are you?
Yeah, well, good. I just got the anointed flames. I saw at the moment. I'm just so on fire I'm so fire for the hatred.
Well, you know what? I mean, when I was a babe in Christ, I was like all over the place also. I mean, still I am. But, eventually we know being a Christian, you would grow from inside out. You don't actually make yourself a Christian and then try to change into inside. And when the Holy Spirit works in you, you are a change, obviously, a new creature, obviously. You change from inside out. But, seeing this guy, as I have pointed out, like I think I pointed out like 4 or 5 points to why I believe that we are dealing with some other spirit, totally different spirit. So we'll see.
That's because he reads from the SVB, I think, isn't it? The Smoke Version Bible. And because I think in that version it says, he that hateth not God, for God is hate. I think that's something like that it goes.
Well, I mean, that was one of my points, wasn't it? I mean, like, Christ said that all men, everyone, will know what kind of person you are, by seeing, whether you can love, whether you can love one another. It's not like love all, right? I mean, that would be great, but he was specifically talking about loving one another, loving your brother, your brethren. And what I noticed that he would be, first of all, there will be like few people kissing his butt. I don't know why, for what reason, but he would love them. Even like what is that? What will whatever
Oh, loads
he's not even a Christian.
Yeah, loads do, don't they?
Yeah, and they just so like I noticed that Karl or whatever, Smokey, he would love only those who love him, But that's not what Christ said. Christ didn't say, love those who love you. Christ said, love one another. Another meaning brothers.
Christ went even contra, didn't he? He even said, even the pagans love,
right?
Love them. So that's nothing. No, the love that God, the agape love that God gives us, takes us all the way to even loving our enemies.
Right. I mean, you cannot expect any so-called publicans to love, all or other brethren. Obviously, that's not obviously what he was talking about. What Christ was talking about. And if you look at the book of Acts, you'll know that who are the Christians. Christians are the follower of Christ, the disciple of Christ, and disciple is actually follower of Christ, and following what following what Christ had commanded. And one of the commandment, the very new commandment, was to love one another. And I mean, you can have differences. You can even have misunderstanding, just like I had misunderstanding with you. But even still, you should retain that love. So
I wonder if because I've been watching out on your chat stream as well, if the real Tog is actually out there, because there seems to be two Togs arguing and fighting.
Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I did say about that, but please do not remove, meaning do not block people. Let me do the blocking. I only block impersonating people, or who are doxing, or some spamming things. I noticed that there are a whole bunch of spam going on YouTube. So if you think that that's real talk or not, I'm just saying that it is not right to impersonate. I know there are a whole bunch of people who have been impersonating me as well, not only my ID, but also like how I even speak or how I use certain jargon.
Same here. I noticed on a few days ago on Smokey's stream that there was I didn't go on there from the beginning, but there was a fake Ministry of Reconciliation channel here, and then people were attacking this fake one, Greasy Grace and all sorts of things. And I thought, man, I wasn't even on there. I didn't even bother. I didn't even bother commenting.
Right.
Because I thought that, because I don't want to entertain this person. I don't want to entertain him. He's a cruel, callous individual.
Yeah, I mean, when he was just dogging on me for whatever the reason, I mean, as I have said, I didn't even know the guy, right? I mean, and then I first came across with him on your hangout, and why is he dogging on me? Why is he saying that I have falsely accused, whatever? And turned out that he was, I guess he was, he heard some sort of hearsay, or he got fooled by, impersonators or whatever. Hey, welcome, Levite. How are you?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Oh, great. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Lunar. So, speaking of impersonation, yeah, please, try to refrain yourself from impersonation, because, I mean, that would be fun for that person who do that, but to have others think that that's someone else, that's not good at all.
I've never.
And a lot of
I've never impersonated anyone. I don't even know how to speak.
Well, someone was impersonating you when you were having hangout, for example.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even know that was going on until somebody came into my side chat and let me know, and I looked at it later. It's like, okay.
So I'm like, I mean, having a lot of socks, that's fine. I mean, even I have sock accounts. I, sometimes have, this account, that account, but, I also let people know, at least, and also my socks are quite obvious. Obvious meaning that, hey, if you know that, if you see my sock accounts, you will know that's me. In a way that I would like you to, I would like you to know that is my sock account, because in a way, I want you to know that I'm talking to you, but I don't want to use my real account, or you have blocked me, just like the Smokey has.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing he also said when I checked it out, when he and Bruce were on there, he said giving him my address. I didn't give him my home address. That's what he said, home address. I didn't give him my home address. So I gave him the address to the dojo I used to help run, and I don't even go there anymore.
I wouldn't put much attention to what he's saying. I mean, he easily believes lies. He easily believes what's false over what's true. And I've noticed that a lot from those who have not received the love of the truth, and when they have not received the dishonor, obviously they will not know what is what. And even when they accept lies along with just truth here and there, they'll just accept it. And that's why they get fooled. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you a question, Levi. What do you think about this face and this face? Do you think that, I mean, this face has a little chubby cheeks.
I'm attempting to look at the eye color and also the cheekbone structure, the nose.
Right.
Now the one where his thing is with the all of my glasses on, but
no, I put the glasses.
The one with the hat on, the ball cap on. I don't know if that's just because he's gained weight. He's got more of a nose, on the cheeky side, because people gain weight. Heck, I've gained weight over the years. It looks pretty accurate, because I remember studying that a little bit. Like when people were saying, and this is before I was alive, but I looked at the history with Lee Harvey Oswald, which I don't believe he shot John Kennedy. Mm-hmm. But when they show the news, they show historical clips of the news, and then you supposedly have a picture of Lee Harvey Oswald with an automatic or some kind of a weapon, and then there'd be another one, another newscast doing the same thing, but when they compare the facial structure, totally different. So, but this actually looks fairly accurate to me, but I don't know. I'm not really for sure, to be honest.
Oh, well, I studied in visual, so to me, there's no shred of doubt these are the same person.
Well, I don't care if he does have a mugshot. Common sense tells me that there had to be a name with that mugshot, and obviously you're not going to give it out, and that's cool. So
the question is that what kind of mugshot it is. That is the question.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like simple, traffic stop or
well, no. If you're going to get a mugshot like that, more than likely you have to be in a county jail or some type of a penitentiary, a prison, I would think.
And this mugshot came from the link that anyone can find from this video description. So you can go and check it out and what kind of mugshot this is.
Well, I checked out some of the names a little bit when you were somebody else that was typing it in there. I've got to search a background organization that I paid for a month, and I'm not really impressed with it. It's not giving me a lot of info. I'm going to look for a better one. But to be honest with you, as far as Smokey Satan or whatever, I'm not going to put in a lot of time and effort with him because I have bigger fish to fry. I mean, I'm doing things, being a homesteader and a prepper and that. I mean, if I would have really wanted to pursue and try to defend myself against that joker when he thought that was me in a side chat, then I would have done it. But what's the point? I don't owe Smokey or Bruce or anybody an explanation. So my point to you is I'm probably not going to really work that hard at it. I have better things to do.
Yeah. So I think that one of his excuse would be like, oh, that's one of my family member or my brother or whatever. That would be excuse. But, given that further, if you have further the check, and then, you'll notice that he doesn't have a brother like this at all. Let's see. Hey, is that real, Rob? I gotta ask. Come on in. So if you can come in, I'll spare the wrench. Let me see. I think I did give Rob a wrench before. I don't know. Let me check.
Yeah, if somebody wants to find that info bad enough, they'll find it on somebody, I would think. I could be wrong, but I doubt it.
Again, that picture is like 3-4 years ago. I know for sure that is the same person.
Okay.
The same person.
If you study that kind of stuff more so than I have, you're probably right on it then. But
oh yeah, I mean it's not like it's not even a calculus to figure that out actually.
Like I said, I looked at it real close.
I look at it close. Right.
Sorry.
You can look
it
at
looks like
the head, baldness, so to say.
Well, the shape of the head. I just wish that ball cap wasn't on there on his far to my far right here. I wish that ball cap wasn't on there. If you had another picture of him, a more current picture like that without the ball cap.
The one in the center. The one in the center. This is when he used to go by name Jay, and this is when he was being apologetic for I don't know, going after atheists. And this is a picture when he was a little chubby, and I believe like this is when he just came to like California. And this is a picture when he lost, a couple of 100 pounds, and this person is the same as this person, and this person is the same as this person. And you can tell by the forehead, the baldness, eyebrows, eye, the nose, the lips, the mustache, the ear, the whole shebang is exactly this guy.
Are you saying with the ball cap he had lost a couple 100 pounds?
Yeah, this is when he went to Sister Sunshine's hangout.
Yeah.
And he was in the car doing hangout, and this, he wears his hat to hide his baldness. So, this is what he did.
His nose looks a little more filled out there, that's all.
Oh, this right here is pointy nose.
Yeah.
This arrow pointy nose is the same. These guys these two are just looking up right now.
Okay.
All
well,
right.
if he wants to make himself more bald, that's what you do is you wear a hat all the time. Seriously, you do. I used to be a big hat guy, and then I saw a lot of my buddies losing their hair, and I'm like, okay, I need to stop. I mean, every now and then you'll see a ball cap on me, but not real often.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, if anyone wants a wrench, let me know. I'll spare your wrench. And I already said to mods that not to hide people, not to block people. At the most, give them timeout. I'm not for censoring. Gotta love, right?
I think you should give the number one, the best paralegal on YouTube a wrench.
Oh, Rob?
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah. I mean, I went to his channel and I think I'm sure I gave him the wrench. But
Okay.
let me hold on. Let me just check one more thing also. Where's Bill? Are you there somewhere? Are you getting more beer or something?
No, me. I just moved myself so we don't get feedback. That's all.
Oh, okay. There's no feedback. It's all right.
Oh,
This is like free chat anyway.
yeah. Because some.
So I mean, let me ask you the same question. What do you think?
Well, them two there.
Mm-hmm.
The first two, they look very, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like before he gained weight. This is after he gained weight, and this is back to like when he lost his weight, except he got older, about 4 years.
But if you didn't have that middle picture, then
Right.
I would have automatically said, no, there's no way that's the same person. But then since I've saw this middle picture circulating,
Right.
And obviously I've got the middle picture on mine, but I've got the special teeth. I've got the special teeth on mine.
Right. I mean, that's why I started off from like, this just these two first, this one and this one. And the moment you have this, all these connect.
Who's gay erotica?
Hmm?
Gay erotica in the private chat. Who's gay erotica?
Hold on. Is somebody here in the private? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure I didn't notice.
Erotica.
Gay erotica type of stuff, man.
Oh, probably Bruce. Let me just let him in. Are you there now?
Hello.
That's Rob. What's up, Rob?
Trump 2024.
How are you?
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, no, you sound like
I don't think it's the same guy.
Okay.
I'm not sure that the guy in the left, the guy in the middle, is the same guy. Did you confirm his name?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you confirm his name?
Yeah, this one is Jay, and this one is Josh, and this one is Karl.
He goes by Jay?
Yeah, he used to go by Jay. I mean, even atheists know.
Who?
Like, for example, like in like the raging atheist, his sole enemy. Well, let me just search something. So you don't think that they're the same person, huh? Are you there?
Sorry, I'm lagging. On the phone. Yeah, I'm not so sure that the guy in the left and the guy in the middle is the same guy. The guy in the middle looks like he has bigger lips.
This one? So do you think this one?
The guy in the middle has bigger lips. Same with the guy far right. He looks more like Pastor George to me than he does like Smokey, the guy in the right.
Right, this was when he had, pretty fair amount of weight.
The other thing you have to be careful with is that, I mean, how much do you know about what happened? It could have been a false accusation, right?
Well, nobody has accused anyone here.
Well, I'm just saying that, the links that you provide are lead to accusations, even if you're not making it. Somebody might make one.
No, nobody made accusations.
I'd be careful to make any accusations because if it's him, he's not obviously not in jail. So that's important
Well, the one on the left, right? The one on the left, this is from North Carolina, and he
Yeah,
fled.
I
He fled
saw
to
the links. It's
California.
from 2017, right?
Right, 2017, North Carolina.
Well, if he's in jail, he's an adult, and that's public information, technically.
Yeah, I don't think, but if it's North Carolina,
Well,
I don't think
how long,
California.
how long do you serve for such criminal activity?
I think it'd be a pretty long time.
No, I don't think so. And also, can you flee the state?
Flee the state?
Yeah, can you flee the state? Can you?
No. No,
you can't.
He's on probation. He probably needs special permission, and I don't think he'd be able to reside in.
As if he will ask for permission to leave the state, huh?
Yeah,
but
he's on probation.
So I think that he fled the state, and now he's in wonderful land of California, gaining weight.
You think he's on the run?
Well, that I'm not going to confirm nor whatever. He may have, he may serve, he may reach certain agreement with the victim, whatever, in a condition that he will leave the state, or maybe he's just fled, and that's why he's in the record, even in, like in California. So,
What charges are we talking? What kind of crime here?
No, I don't want to discuss that here. You can actually go and check out the description.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if you saw the charges are pretty expressed in the links.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to tread carefully.
Yeah, do not mention.
I think from a standpoint of determining whether he's Christian, you might want to tread carefully on that too.
Oh yeah, you don't have to tell me about that. After all, I know a little more about that.
Yeah.
So I do not mention anything about what he has done, right? I just want to have it clean.
Assuming it's him. I think it's best to you could ask him maybe in privately. Is this you? Maybe said.
Well, maybe you can, but he has blocked me in all avenue, and also I noticed that these socks or trolls were hinting at certain things about his, he was they were doxing his real name and what he has done, and he was so busy removing these comments. Okay. And he was shooken up like there's no tomorrow. So, there are plenty of.
I would say that you do have an imposter that is impersonating me. One, they're using punctuation. I never use punctuation.
Oh.
And one, they're saying that there's a problem between me and PMRs, which isn't true. PMRs and me are on actually good terms. So that's how you know it's a fake. So you need to remove them from your side check, or I might hold you liable for accessory to the impersonation, because I don't appreciate that. So if you could you at least hide that person?
I don't know who that is.
If you need paralegal, I'm your man.
Why don't you leave your comment? I did give you the wrench, so obviously there will be difference between you and your sock and other socks. And since you have wrench,
the only reason why I'm saying that is because the last time I went to try to comment, my comment was deleted.
Oh,
I was blocked or something. I couldn't leave a comment, so the wrong one got blocked. Is what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't use punctuation. So whoever's using commas and periods isn't me, because I don't like using those. Those are stupid. I don't have time for that.
Okay, so yeah, you heard that from here. I first of all gave Tog a wrench, and secondly, and secondly, do not block people, and thirdly, and you since you have a wrench, you can easily remove this impersonator. Okay,
All right,
Tom?
cool. If I can, then that's cool. I'll just, as long as it's
Just make
actually,
a
that's cool.
comment. Make a comment, and you will know immediately that you have the wrench. And if other Todd doesn't have a wrench, then obviously, then that's not really the one that I gave you wrench to. All right, here's Bruce. I think. Welcome. How are you doing?
The First Church of COVID, actually.
Come on, man. I don't want you to get COVID.
Hello.
There you go, Todd. Good job, Todd.
All right, cool. Thank you. I didn't know that, but yeah, that was freaking. I hate that. I'm like, because they're not even being me appropriately, and that's more annoying than anything else. Like, if you're gonna be me right. Be me. Don't be a fake me. That's annoying, you know. I want someone with class. They don't have class if they can't do me right. I'm sorry. You don't deserve to be me.
Right.
I guess I did find this
I don't
guy.
think that's the real TOG. Personally, I don't think that's the real TOG.
I did find the guy.
Stuff. There's no. It's apparently an arrest record. If everything's right, it's the same guy, whatever. But there's nothing that I see as far as what happened beyond that. So it's all speculation at that point.
Oh yeah, we are not saying this guy did all these things. I'm just simply pointing out that these three images are the same person, no matter how many times they go with different names. Of course, as I have said.
I'm thinking you think all people look alike. That's what I'm thinking.
You don't look like me.
Yeah, I won't say what I saw. I won't say the one chart that I saw that you got in the description there, Sam. That's a little alarming.
Yeah, quite alarming, isn't it?
Yeah, very.
So that's why I'm like extra careful, just like what Rob was talking about. I don't want to like step on anything, and so I mean, here we want to be careful about our languages here and vocabulary that you use. I'm just simply saying that these three pictures are the same person.
Well, I don't know. Your ears look a little different on one, but that could be camera angle. I don't know. But what?
Yeah, this one is looking directly in front, obviously. This one is a little up, and this one is down. Okay.
Right,
now
right.
This picture, the mugshot, didn't have any glasses, and without glasses, they don't look alike. But the moment that I put the glasses on, it was just like that. And even here, this nose and this nose, they're not different. And Rob's point was that, oh yeah, this lip is thicker. But if you notice here, he has pretty thick lower lip as well. The beard, and most importantly, the ear and the head, the bald head.
Yeah, also, yeah, because the hairline's receding. If
Yeah.
that is it makes sense, the hairline would be receding more because time has passed. There's less hair, so that makes sense as well. I mean, it's the same crease in hairline, to be honest, not just to give a verbal opinion on just looking at it for observation, just because it's fun.
Exactly.
I'm just kind of wondering why. Dumb question. I mean, why did you decide to make it public?
Well, I mean, I think that we should, and if you go back to the earlier hangout, I laid out a few points to why I should, and why I think that we're dealing with someone else, different spirit.
Now I don't know about Sam, but when this guy is people like Kincaid and them are going around calling, just as a joke, calling people baby rapers and that.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't be calling people baby rapers and such. Period. That's sick.
Well, that was one of my points. I mean, like the fact that that sort of things would just kind of run wild in imagination. It's just beyond my belief. I couldn't believe it.
Not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not funny. And
right. Even as a joke, it's not funny. Right. Exactly.
No, that's what I mean. It's not a funny joke. And you got people out there who have been victims. And you have sick people out there who are doing it. And so it's just not something that's appropriate, to put it nicely.
Right.
And if this is true, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to check this out. This is getting me interested very quickly. And I'm going to check this out in more detail here to see if this is him. I mean, if it's not great.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only thing is that something wrong with my thing. It's slowing down a little.
Oh, as far as treading lightly, Big Worm, he can try that against me. I'm not even saying anything. I haven't said his name here on Sam's panel.
Exactly. That's what we're doing. We are just.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm hearing anything. I'm completely shocked, to be honest. I find if it's all true, it's crazy.
Right. We're just looking at these pictures. That's all.
Yeah. Even if Sam wouldn't have told me, if he would have said, "Don't say what these charges are," I still wouldn't say them right now. I don't have enough information. So I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. Yeah. I don't appreciate I'm sure
the Lord will reveal the truth. That's all that matters. God will reveal the truth at the end of the day. All will be revealed by God's will.
Well,
Amen.
It'll be shouted at the rooftops. I know that. That's scripture. It's just I'm saying that. He wants to have his buddies joking and calling people those names. And then what really got me is I'm doing my own hangout. I didn't know what was going on. And I don't know if I should thank this other person who came onto my side chat when he and Bruce were on or not. I mean, it's just, but it better go the other way too. To my knowledge, I haven't been called that as a joke, and I'm not going to find it funny. And I am going to go to my uncle about it if they do. I'm going to ask them what I should do. And if this is true, I wrote this all down. If this is true, then that's public information. It will really suck to be him. So
yeah, I got to take off. But I just want to say, I mean, for a person that was calling women whores, sluts, and bitches, and everything else, and then calling people going along with a guy calling people baby rapers and laughing and mocking, or retards, everything else, and well, I don't know what, but it sure is a mess. Whatever.
That's too much. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Have a good night. Thanks.
Yeah. Have a good night, Bruce.
Take it easy.
Happy New Year. So, how long have I been? So just about time. But then again, I want to make clear, we're not making any kind of allegations or any accusation. We are just simply comparing these pictures.
My whole emphasis here is I'm still mind blown that people are assuming smoked up saint is the ecclesia, is the most hateful. He makes Westboro and the Andersons and the others, anyone I've ever met, look like greasy graces. Why are people associating? Why? I don't understand. He never gives the gospel. He is another Jesus. His beliefs are so flipping weird and heretical. Yet he's got some kind of power and influence over all these people who keep going on there. I don't understand. I don't understand why Tog actually took away his copyright claim. I would have kept it going. Stuff him. He's an evil.
Well, from the perspective, I didn't go to him in private as a Christian brother when I really should have done that. But really, I should have done it.
What? Why? Because you come to the assumption that someone who teaches baby annihilation, moralism, and about 20 other different heresies is a Christian. I wouldn't have even gone to him. I would have just assumed him a pagan with a little bit of intellect and loves his thesaurus. Because again, I'm not a fruit inspector. But, you know, as eggs is eggs, if all you're doing is continuously hating, throwing out venom, and as Bruce even rightly said, calling women whores, skanks, bitches, sluts, and other Christians bastards, children of Satan, and atheists, trying to put them off as hard as you possibly can from even getting saved, putting stumbling blocks, to me, that strikes as a Poe or a Satanist pretend to be a Christian. So I wouldn't have even entertained, I wouldn't have gone in private with this monster. He's a hateful infiltrator. That's my penny's worth. So I wouldn't even entertain it. I would have kept the flip and strike, and I would have kept flagging until this monster is off YouTube, because he's done more harm to the body of Christ than anyone I've known for many years. And I've dealt with heretics like Bimob, which is Bible of the Mark of the Beast, Final Call. I've dealt with these heretics for years and years, since 2007.
At least for now, if these allegations or whatever, this is actually him, then at least that information's already out there, so people who are aware of that.
It might not be. Yeah.
So he's not going to have anywhere to run for that fact of the matter, not that, you know, of whatever the situation is. So at least whatever, like him being online, it's whatever. I don't really care what happens here or there to him or whatnot. People are people. My faith is with God. That's my only allegiance, to be honest. It doesn't matter what I do or what he does, to be honest, as long as we're good and repent.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you have done from your side what's right. You think you're right to you. You even, like, when you're taking certain matter privately with Smokey, and, you know, I mean, even so, Scripture says that you will gain your brother. But here's the thing: there's a difference between a brother and a pole, person who is pretending. No matter how much you take certain things, you know, privately or in Christian way, if he's not a brother in the first place, whatever that brothership will not happen. And, you know, I don't know if anyone missed a few points that I have laid out earlier. I suggest you to actually go back and try to listen what I have said. I mean, there are so many areas where gives me every sign that he is of different spirit.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So anyway, with that, if anyone have a comment, be free to make your last comment. Otherwise, I'll just close it saying, I think we have said enough. Starting from, let's say, Levi, would you have anything to say?
Well, I'm glad you opened up your channel and your live stream and let us on. It's got me a lot of possible vital information, and it's always good to talk to you, Sam.
Yeah, you know, you have your uncle. I'm sure you're going to do further research. So, how about you, Todd? Would you like to share anything else?
No, I'm good. Just God bless, I guess, for the most part.
All right, God bless you too. And back to you, Bill. Anything?
Yeah, well, only, like I said, my inclination is smoked up as a Poe, and he's honestly done more harm to the cause of Christ than many a person I've seen over the last 14 years on YouTube. I've never seen someone so hateful. You know, even Jan, when I used to come against Jan and come against Bimob, they was not carte blanche calling every woman that they disagreed with whores, slags, bitches, and everything else. Wasn't calling any Christian or all Christians who don't agree with his own weird heresies and his own little clique or niche, you know, bastards and children of Satan. I mean, he's an all, man, if people can't smell Poe, then they are spiritually discerned. I'll tell you, there's something wrong. This man has never given a clear gospel message, never given a testimony. All he has given is hate, and hate. That's my views on that.
All right. So my last thing is, you know, whatever I mean, we all know that whatever he has done or she has done, when he or she comes to Christ, he's a different, new creature. But once you become a new creature, you got to have, certain things in order. Like when I came to Christ, I immediately, there were a few changes. I came to realize that evolutionism is fake. I came to love my brethren. I mean, no matter how much you want to take certain people to the court or to law, I mean, that's something that you should really consider. But Smokey would be just say that out in the air, like every chance he would get. But bottom line is loving one another and loving your brother. And what does that love mean? I mean, it's like basically you are accepting that person as he is, not what he ought to be, not with any conditions. But, the reason being for me to take this out here, although we haven't discussed it in detail, what he has done or whatever, it's just that I thought, we would have this sort of reproving. And that's one of the things that we should do. We need to expose such, in that we have to warn other people, other brethren, to keep yourself away with this such. But yeah, if I made a few more points in my earlier hangout when I was just starting. So if you haven't watched, go and check it out. I'm sure you will agree with me. But otherwise, Happy New Year to you all. Without further ado, thank you for coming. God bless you and have a good one.